Everyone. How are you doing? You're welcome to another day at the book club. I see my people have not logged in yet, but yeah, we'll go all the same. Hope you all are hearing me and seeing me well. So we've been doing a study on a book, The Four Purposes of Life by Dan Millman, and we're in we've coming into chapter 4 right now. And there are basically two things to do in chapter 4, and that is it's talking about the rising moment, pretty much talking about the power of the present moment. So just give me 1 second. I'm going to make my screen, bring up the slides here on my screen, and we'll go from there. Let's see. I'm not sure what you all are seeing. I guess you all are seeing my slides there. I'm going to make it a full show here. All right, great. So pretty much that's what we've been studying, and we'll say we're going to go on to the next book after this one. We plan that we'll do this today, do next week, and we'll go on to Believe It. But I'm thinking we should slow down, make sure we've gotten everything we need to get from this book. So we're going to do today, next week, and I'm going to do the rest of this month pretty much to go over all the chapters and give an opportunity for people to ask questions. And we'll make sure we're fully done with this book before we go on to Believe It. I'm a teacher. I'm never in a hurry. It's precept by precept, line upon line, word by word, and make sure people have gotten something before we go into the next thing. It's not a check the box thing. It's build your life, get yourself on the right trajectory, but if so, and that's all this is about. So we're going to keep going. We're going to use the rest of this month to finish the book. Then we'll go on to Amy's book, and we'll start that in the first Sunday in June. Um, Pretty much the book we've looked at is pretty much been four purposes, right? The book is divided into four. We have the first purpose, which talked about learning life's lesson and how critical that is, that we'll learn from every incident of life. And that's some of the things we'll be talking about here as we round the book up. You must not let any lesson pass you, preferably the lessons of others, because as much as you can learn from your own lesson, you don't want to wait for that because your lesson could be catastrophic, it could be fatal, right? It's best to learn from other people's lesson and apply it into your life. Irrespective, there'll still be lessons for you to learn from your own life, regardless. We don't want to be lessons where you are reinventing what you could have learned from others. You want to learn new lessons so that your life can get on speed and you can get faster. You can have momentum, right? You don't want to spend your life all your life learning and never achieve it. You want to start, like we read earlier on, where I think it's Albert Einstein said, it's seen further, grown further, because he's had to sit or stand on the shoulders of giants that have come before him. He didn't have to relearn what they learned, but continued from where they stopped. You don't want to spend your life reinventing other people's experience. You want to live, stand on theirs and live better, and greater than they ever lived. And we looked at the second purpose there. We talked about finding your career and calling, which is pretty much applying all what you've learned to be able to gain greatness, access, into life. Working all that is there for you. Hit the good of the land is more like the word. And we went on the third purpose where we then begin to see how we can apply all of this into our lives and make it find a place of uniformity, a place of congruency with our lives. We're all different and we cannot do the same things, right? Whatever we do or not do has to find some kind of alignment with who we are. You don't want to be any other person, right? You want to be who you are, and from who you are, grow and overcome, overtake, and get all that life has for you. And that is critical, you know. And we went into now where we have the fourth purpose of life, and we're talking about the how does all of this come to bear? Right? We've talked about there are several principles. Now we're talking about how do I apply it? How do I begin to work in it? It's not just filling my head with information. it, allow that information to become flesh in my life. How do I work in it and gain access by all that I've learned, right? And those are pretty much the four things. This is just looking back at what we did in chapter 3. Chapter 4 is what we're going to do. My sister is supposed to take today, but for whatever reason she's not here, so I'm going to take it, and we'll take next week also to close this out. All right, so let's start. So I'm going to let me run the slide, also my other laptop, so whatever I don't see here I can see on this other laptop. All right, and pretty much, and all right. And this is this quote that we'll see here in the book. It says, there's surely nothing other than the single purpose of the present moment. The person's life is a succession of moment after moment. When one fully understands the present moment, there will be nothing else to do and nothing else to pursue. You know, so what's the present moment? The present moment is just now, right? Living in the now of your life, right? There are pretty much 3 pages in everybody's life: yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Right, and that works in days, it works in months, it works in years, and it works in moments, seconds also, right? And let me just put this in this. I have this on my blog, right? The way the brain works, right? The way the brain works is such that anything that you see, the brain is just quickly going to see what it is, quickly run it into your memory bank, and say, how does this relate to all that I've ever experienced, all the information I've ever gathered, right? Find some references and quickly gives you a decision to make at that point in time. So the brain is continually doing this as you are in every moment. It's helping you make decisions in every moment, every new thing you see. That's just the way God has created the brain. You see it, it runs it back, pop, checks against your memory, or checks against every experience of life you ever had, gets is reference and decides what it is that this thing is and what it expects you to do at that present moment, right? And it gives you something to do. Sometimes it goes black. So sometimes you see some people and you just, because the brain is working so fast, it is not finding any reference position. This person is either so special, is left a mark in your life, is either out of something, there's a trouble, or you never met. So that's where you look at some people and you just stay glued to them because the brain is working and it couldn't just come up with what to do at that point in time, you know? So that's just the way the brain works, you know, and it works best in every moment. It's always trying to make decisions every moment, right? That is a natural way God has created the brain to work. Now, when the brain is not working in that order, it's not giving you information, it's not giving direction immediately in that particular circle, then we'll say that you are sick, you're mentally sick, right? That's where you talk about depression, you talk about anxiety, because you're not allowing, for whatever reason, the brain is not going in its natural order of looking at what is reference action. You're right. When you have anxiety, then you're stuck. You're always, instead of staying in the present moment, you're always thinking about the future. You're living in imagination, right? So you are living out of order. So we say you are mentally sick. Same is also when you're stuck in the past, right? When you're stuck in the past, you're not allowing the brain to go through its fast motion of making decisions. You're mentally sick, right? Mental sickness is just defined as your brain not working in the way it was meant to be for whatever reason. Whether you're stuck in the future, stuck in the present, in the past, and not living in the present. In the present is when the brain works perfectly, right? If you're not living in the present, you're mentally sick in one sense or the other. All right. The purpose of today is today, you know, and that's very important that we understand. You're not in the today necessarily for tomorrow or for the day that has passed. You need to enjoy every moment of your life, right? Every today is for today. Yesterday is for yesterday, not for today. Tomorrow is for tomorrow. Today is for today. It's a present that God has given to you, and you need to ensure that you're making the best of it. You're enjoying it. Don't be lost, right? And that's what Jesus said to us. He said that today's trouble is enough for today. Don't bring tomorrow's trouble into today. Don't bring yesterday's trouble into today. It says today's trouble is enough for today. Today is for today, right? Anytime you live in the yesterday, bring yesterday's trouble into today, or bring tomorrow's trouble into today, then you are overburdening today. You are not getting the best from today. Don't forget, today will soon be yesterday. And if you don't live today right, you will get in a continuous trap of where you think you need to go back and redo your yesterday's today. Today is for today. Let that mentality and way of thought be for you, because it will help you, it will change you, right? Is today is for today. This moment is for this moment. Yesterday is for yesterday. Tomorrow will be for tomorrow. Don't mix them up together if you want to have the best out of life in living. So, and Dan made mention of that quote from William Phelps, right, the Yale professor. He talks about to strive to live each day as if it was the only one you ever experienced and the last one you'll ever experience. And it's that same quote where we talked about that you work as if it's all you have as the last day that you have, and also you don't want to mix days together. That's when you don't get the best out of each day. You don't have the joy, you don't have the love, you don't create a monument or a moment for yourself to savor. You don't create also the foundation of tomorrow. Today is the foundation of tomorrow. If you don't live today well, then your tomorrow will not have a good foundation to build on, right? And we can say this so many times, but it's critical for you to live the best life that you could ever live, And we'll see this by Tarzan talking about be happy here and now, or you will never be. And that's so true, If you cannot be happy where you are right now, it doesn't matter where you are right now is. If you cannot be happy there, then you cannot be happy tomorrow, right? It doesn't matter where you are now, because now is the building block for tomorrow. So if you're not happy today, wherever you are, I don't care what it is, you're not going to have a happy tomorrow, because it's you being able to find that which is in today and overcome it, right? We're overcomers. You are supposed to find what is in your today. We respect what today is, because don't forget, like, what's his name now? Napoleon Hill would say, right? There's a seed. There's a seed in every seeming disadvantage. There's a seed in every seeming storm. There's treasure in the eye of the storm. And if you cannot find that treasure, then your travel is in vain. Your travel is in vain, because every travel comes with a seed of a greater, equivalent, positive thing that is supposed to create in your life. And if you're happy, if you're unhappy and not being able to find that seed, then your future is being jeopardized, right? And we're going to Marcus Aurelius, and from Rome. He talks about time is a river of passing events. No sooner does one thing appear inside than it is washed away, and another appears in its place, and these two shall be washed away. And that's important. That's what we say. We say that, we'll say it in a negative sense I'd say one trouble after the other. But life is just life, right? It's a river. Life is a river, right? One thing is gonna go, the other thing is gonna come, following each other in succession, like a stream, right? And it's up to us to make the best of every single stream that passes our way. If we cannot capture and overcome it, then it just makes us less disposed for the next one that's coming. Because every single stream that comes to us, the intent is that we maximize it, we optimize it, that we get the seed in everyone and use it to build the future that is ahead of us. All right. And let's dig in more into the book. We look at, like I said, this chapter is divided into two parts, right? And the first one is being able to understand the moment itself, being able to recognize each moment and see the treasure that is in it. And the other side part of it is using it, right? So we see the reality of the fact that every all our lives is divided into moments, right? And it's kind of good for me. I mean, I've had to join different alumni, in the last few months, and that's one of the things COVID affords us, because being locked down at home, we all turn online, and we get to the opportunities that alumni bring us. I've been able to reconnect with my elementary school alumni, and I left elementary school back in 1978, right? So that's kind of therapeutic, being able to reconnect. Being on my secondary school folks, right? I left secondary school in 1983, and several others, and it just reminds you that you come from somewhere, and reminds you of those moments in the past where you can glean some things from and grow. It's just where some people are not able to find their victory, and they're lost because, like, there's a blank in their history, but being able to take note of your history and where you come from kind of gives you some steps, to climb, to go into your future and your today, right? So moments is what life is made of, moments, and being able to make the best of each moment is what makes a great life, right? A great life is not made in a day, just like a journey of a million miles, we say, is made of every single step, and it starts with the first step or the first moment, right? And each moment it's a gift. It's just like each day is a gift. God has given us a gift of each day. There's nothing wrong in any day at all. Each day is a gift. Each moment is a gift. It's up to us to maximize it, right? And we'll see that proverb which says that one moment can change a day. A day can change a life, and a life can change the world. It all starts with a moment, right? It does just starts with a moment. I see people wanting to start in the skies, that same thing, the same proverb we talk about. You can start building in the sky. You gotta have your feet on the ground. You gotta have foundation, right? A skyscraper, before it starts going up, you gotta have foundation. You gotta have moments, right? It's all by moments. Each moment is a building block to what makes the mountain, to what makes the skyscraper, right? If you want a great life, you have to take care of the moments, right? And we'll see that each moment also, when we come to decision making, which is very paramount to our lives, right? If you're not able to make decisions in your life, then you cannot have a life. The moments affords us, understanding the moments affords us the ability to make decisions. Because decisions is not about making a decision on the big things, right? We come up every new year and we'll make resolutions, right? And talk about, oh, we'll do this, I'll stop doing that, I'll do this, I'll stop doing that, And not those good, but they're useless if we stay there. It's just the same way we do in finance, right? We'll talk about the value of money, right? How much is it gonna cost me? How much will I have to pay at a certain period in the future, right? On something I'm planning. But we don't leave it in the future. We'll bring it back, and we'll call it the present day value. Because the future is useless if we don't know how it affects our today, right? Because a lot of things we don't know about the future, we're just making assumptions. What we know is today. Today is what we can touch. So if you cannot bring back what you're planning in the future to what it looks like today, then it's bound to fail. That's why people's resolutions fail, because they just talk about something they will do in the future, in the year, but they've not brought it back to today. What can I do today to ensure that what I'm planning to do tomorrow will be a success? Because if I leave it tomorrow, it might not happen because there's no connection between my today and my words of mouth, right? You need to be able to connect together. Toba, thank you. Thanks for coming. You need to be able to connect together, right? And that's important in moments, because whatever you're planning in the future has to have a relevance in today. That's what we talk about, long-term and short-term planning, right? I can think about what I'll do in 5 years, 10 years, 1 year. All of those are in the future, right? The only way I can make sure that future plan, that future projection comes to pass is I have to bring it into today, right? So we'll talk about there's a long-term plan, there's a short-term plan, right? What do I have to start doing today to make sure my short-term plan, my long-term plan will come to pass? Right? That's where, what's his name now? Mike Murdoch will tell you that the way to change your life is to change your daily process. It's not about, oh, I'll change in 1 week, I'll change in 1 month, I'll change. All of those are useless. Those are just mere words. The only way they will come to pass is for you to ask yourself, for that thing I want to do in 1 week's time, what do I have to start doing today to make sure that 1 week's time will come to pass? Whatever you plan for in the future, you have to reflect it back to today, because there's no connection between today and that. It will not come to pass. That's the essence, the power of every moment in your life. If you cannot connect your future plan to what you want to do today, then you're just blowing smoke, right? Blowing smoke. You're not going to get that. So as we use the power of every moment, in making decision, is like I say again, whatever you want to do tomorrow, ask yourself, what do I have to start doing today to make sure what I want to do tomorrow will come to pass, right? And Dan begins to give us 3 steps. It talks about all you have to decide, whatever you want to do in the future is what you do today. Let me back up a bit, and I missed something here, talking about, the only way to know that you have made a decision is by the action you take. And every year I get to share this joke about 3 frogs or 4 frogs on a wood, and one of them decided to jump. How many frogs are remaining on the log of wood? Just the 4. Right? The only way you will truly know is a decision is that there's the action that follows it. If that action doesn't take place, he had a decision. It's just a passing thought. A lot of us have passing thoughts and we just waste our lives away. Oh, I want to build a house. I want to go to school. Oh, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do this for God. Oh, I want to do this for myself. All they want to, and you're wasting your life away. Question. What can I start doing today that will make what I want to come to pass? I want to go to school. What can I start doing today that will make that I want to go to school truly be a decision, right? You must always be able to reflect it to today. What do I have? And do it. Because if you don't do it, you are blowing smoke, right? And so all you have to decide is what you will do now, right? For anything you want to do in the future. You only need to make a decision in the moments you need to make it, right? So in every moment, there's a decision, right? So we'll talk about doing what you do daily, right? We spoke about what Mike Murdoch would say, that the only way to change your life is to change your daily processes, right? So every day there must be something you're doing to support whatever you want to be or do in the future. Because if you don't do that today, not tomorrow, it will not come to pass, right? So whatever it is, even every aspect, you want to marry again, you want to start a business, always ask yourself, what do I have to start doing today to make that future projection work? And you must do it every day, every moment, right? And you're free to ask questions as we hopefully come bring this. I set my alarm, but it doesn't seem to be working, so I'm just gonna use my head to gauge time here. I set the alarm here, and yeah, it's all set. But whatever it is now coming on. That's his own business. Talk about help me with time, right? It's already 8:03:20 already, 24, right? Talk to me. Talk to me.
Hello.
Hello. What time is it now?
Yes. Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What time is it? Help me with time so I don't have a shoot. What time is it now?
Yes. The time is 2:25.
25. All right. Tell me when it's
2:25.
Tell me when it's 2:28. Is that okay?
2:20.
All right. 3 minutes.
Okay.
All right. So, yeah, talking about making decisions, right, and living in every moment, right? Our decisions get clearer and clearer All right. All right. Trying to understand myself. Our decisions are made every moment, right? Whatever decision I want to make tomorrow is useless if I'm not making a decision today that ties to that, right? I say I want to never divorce in my life, right? That's a future decision, right? You're making a decision today not to divorce, but to guarantee that that decision will go tomorrow. You have to be making decisions today that solidify your marriage. If you say I won't marry, I won't divorce tomorrow, and you are doing things that are anti-marriage, you're stupid. Because you said you won't do divorce tomorrow, your decisions today, you have to ask yourself, what decisions do you have to make today to make sure I won't divorce? Right? That's the only way you won't divorce. Otherwise, you divorce. Right? Every decision for tomorrow has to be guaranteed by a decision today. Life is not lived. Life is lived in moments, right? Our past is a memory, our future is imagination. All we have that we can do something about is today, our present, right? When we model up our moment with yesterday or tomorrow, like I said earlier, have mental sickness, right? You are lost. You're not able to do anything in the present optimally, right? Because God created us to live in the moment. Jesus Christ said, the trouble of today is enough for today. Don't come and bring yesterday or tomorrow's trouble into it. Otherwise, you become less optimal living, right? And we have to the, okay, I don't have to do all of this. We can always do it next week also. So I'm going to stop here. We'll continue here next week. So I'm not just rushing through this. I see Toba's network has probably pulled him out, that we'll continue from here next week. So I don't have to rush all of this. I should have put all of this, and I should a lot of that I'll put on Facebook, but I've been pretty tired. I've been pretty busy, but I'll get to it. I'll get to it, and feel free to ask any question you might have, and we'll keep on building on that. Like I said again, we're gonna finish this book next week, but we're not gonna move on to the next book. We're gonna spend the rest of this month, just open up for people to ask questions and make sure that people truly understand what we've been studying, for the last few weeks. It's not a matter of checking a box. It's a matter of being blessing people and making sure your life is getting better by us doing this. It takes a lot for me to do this. I know it's not plain. I'm probably not spending as much time I should spend with my wife because I'm doing this, but I'm working on that. It's like I say again, God is not going to excuse our humanity. Yeah, right. We have to get the right balance, in doing all of this. And thanks for being with me. I love you. I wasn't teaching yesterday because I wasn't available, but will continue with my teachings on Saturdays, this Saturday, and we're back on the book club next Sunday. I remember we do the Monday to Friday prayer meetings. If you chance during the week, you're welcome. You're welcome. It's going to be a new one for me. I've always done that in the morning, and I'm now going to be doing that in the afternoon. So this week's going to be a learning process for me, starting with this one. And I trust the Lord who has ordained this, that it will help me. It will help you also. Thanks for being here. I love you with the love of the Lord, and see you if you chance tomorrow. And if you're not, maybe Saturday, maybe just a book club, whichever one you join along with, come along and let's be a blessing to one another. All right, I do turn off here. God bless you.